Dear viewers, my name is Rashid and welcome to PTE Made Easy by Rashid. In today's video, I'll be describing PTE speaking at a glance. In my earlier video, I have described all the PTE question types in a very brief manner. In today's video, I'll do quite the similar thing with speaking, except for the fact that in today's video, I'll be trying to give you some strategies and facts about different speaking question types, so that if you are going to prepare for PTE test, which is knocking at your door, you will be able to get something out of this video. I must give a disclaimer that this is not a video with full lectures or full strategies of different types of questions in PTE speaking. However, if you do not have enough time to prepare for your PTE test, especially speaking section, then you should keep an eye to this video. Now let's start by speaking section, just giving a quick recap of the speaking section. Speaking section has 5 question types that are marked, namely read aloud or repeat sentence, describe image, retell lecture, answer short question. Now for all these question types, you have already gotten this chart on my previous video. If you have not, then I recommend that you head back and look for my PTE and introduction video. If you can't find it, I will post a link of that video in the description of this video. Right, moving forward. So the first question type of PTE is a read aloud. In PTE read aloud, you will be given a text which you have to read as it is. Remember, you have to read as it is. You are not supposed to change anything. You are not supposed to delete anything. You are not supposed to add anything. To answer this question, you'll be given a preparation time as well as answering time. This is what we call the recording status box. As you can see at the moment, it says beginning in 39 seconds. That means your preparation time is going on. Once that is finished, the status box will change to recording. And that's when you answer your question. On the bottom right-hand side corner, there will be a next button which you need to click once you finish recording your answer. Now let's look at the quick facts of read aloud. Quick facts about read aloud is number of questions for read aloud will be between 6 to 7. Preparation time will be between 30 to 40 seconds. Answering time will also be between 30 to 40 seconds. Remember, your preparation time is always equal to your answering time. Total marks for each question is 15. The marks are distributed to speaking as well as reading section. The contribution from this question type in your speaking section is 20%, whereas the contribution from this question type in your reading section is 28%. Now, there are some very quick strategies that I can give you. Of course, these are not in full. Of course, they need more explanation and more demonstration. For that, I'll be bringing another video later on. But just so you know, at a quick glance, your tips number 1, when you are, it is for your preparation time, when you are preparing for your read aloud, that is when the preparation time is going on, we recommend that you read the text loudly. It is very important that you read the text loudly. On that way, you will have your vocal cord warmed up. Now, of course, in each and every questions or each and every record, each and every text, you might find a word or two that is difficult to pronounce. On that case, we recommend that you pronounce that particular word that you are being stuck at few times so that during your recording time, you don't get stuck. Always speak or read at a natural rate. Don't need to rush. Don't need to hold back either. Read in phrases with proper stress and intonation. This is very important that you read in phrases. For those of you who do not know how to read in phases, keep an eye on my channel. I'll be posting a full video just to teach you how to do phases in speaking. As well as I'll do another video of how to break down small difficult words into small syllables and then pronounce it properly. Now, in number 5 is do not use non-native phonological simplifications like using These fillers will be counted as a content, which is of course not good for your speaking score or even reading score. And next is right when you finish, don't forget to click next straight away. This is very important. If you do not click next and if you keep on waiting, after 3 seconds, the microphone will automatically be muted and your silence on that particular period will be counted as your non-fluent time. So please make sure whenever you finish, if you finish, let's say 10 seconds prior or 20 seconds prior, it doesn't matter. You make sure that you click next straight away. Now, once you finish, once you're doing read aloud, there are some pro tips I can give you quickly. Again, do not rush to speak or do not speak too slowly. Make sure that you take at around 2/3 of the given time. So if you are given 40 seconds, you can easily take 26 to 30 seconds to record your answer. Do not make it too slow. Do not make it too fast. Remember these 3 no's: no hesitation, no repetition, no false start. Another important factor is do not repeat a word if you make a mistake. It is very important that you do not repeat a word. Remember, you are reading a text. Content is the text. As many times as you repeat, it will be counted as an addition to the content. So do not do that. And next part is, of course, quite obvious. Speak as clearly as possible. Remember, it is not trying to detect your accent. It is trying to get your pronunciation. That means it is trying to find out how clear you are and how easy it is to understand your pronunciation. Rather than trying to fake an accent, focus on the clarity, stress, and intonation. And of course, do not replace, omit, or insert any word that I mentioned at the very beginning. Remember, the content is the text. If you insert or omit or even replace a word, that is a change in the content itself. So do not do that. Next question type is repeat sentence. This is the screen for repeat sentence. So this is the status box of the question. So it says beginning in 3 seconds. That means the question will begin in 3 seconds. And beginning in 8 seconds means that if the question begins in 3 seconds, the recording of the question will be 5 seconds. So once these things are finished, once it is time to record your answer, of course the recording status box will say recording, and that's when you record your answer. So repeat sentence is very simple. You listen to a small recording of which is your question, and you repeat it as it is. You will get 10 to 12 questions like that. Each question's length can vary between 5 to 7 seconds. Preparation time before the question begins is 3 seconds. Total mark for each question is 13. This 13 mark is very important, and of course in my later video when I will be doing a full lecture of a repeat sentence, I will explain that 13 marks and how you can use it for your advantage. And the marks are distributed to speaking and listening. In speaking section, it contributes 29%, and in listening section, it contributes 26%. All right, now let's discuss some strategies for repeat sentence. First of all, take notes when the recording is in progress. That's a strategy a lot of students imply, or I've seen a lot of students imply successfully. I'm not personally a big fan of it. The main reason being I lose concentration of the tone when I'm actually doing that. But how it works is some students write the first letter of each word for this question type. Let's show you a demonstration. Let's say the question itself is the lecturer gave his lecture in this conference hall. So that's what they will write. The lecturer gave his lecture in the conference hall. So this is what they will write. In this way, they will have some sort of clue of what to say, what not to say. This works for many students. Again, for me, phrasing works better, and I will definitely do another video demonstrating how that works. Now, there is a big mistake that a lot of students do. A lot of students make that they wait For the beep, remember there is no beep sound once the question is finished for this question type, so it starts recording straight away. Always keep an eye on this recording status box and look at whether the status box has changed to recording. If it is, then yes, it has started recording. Like it says here, and try to speak clearly. Again, very important. Don't try to fake any accent. Don't need to copy the accent. Just try to speak clearly in a way that your pronunciation is understandable. Another important factor is follow the tone of the speaker. If the speaker's voice is going upward, you are following that. If the speaker's voice is going downwards, you are following that as well. And right when you finish, click next. Again, the same principle applies like read aloud. If you keep quiet for more than 3 seconds, the microphone will automatically turn off. And not only that, on that case, it will eventually get your pronunciation scored down. Right? Some pro tips is very simple. Like I said, this is a very common strategy that students use. Write down the first letter of each word and try to repeat as much as possible. It may not be possible for you to remember all 10 or 12 questions as they are, but on that case, try and remember as much as possible. And that has to do with the marking criteria where it says you have 13 marks each. Wait for my video for that. And try to chunk it in 2 to 3 parts. It is possible in most of the English sentences. You can chunk them. Remember, it is important that you chunk it. And this is the same way you maximize your score by remembering most of the part. And of course, it's a test of short-term memory. So improve it by practicing as much as possible. There is no alternative to practicing repeat sentence. If you don't know how to practice, you can jump into repeat sentence practice section of my channel, where I've already posted few repeat sentence practice question sets for each question. After each question, there is a 10 seconds pause and there is a beep to alert you that the next question is going to start. And in this way, I will keep on posting a lot more questions like this. Now, next question type is describe image. This is a very challenging question type for a lot of students. But don't worry, there are easy fixes for this question type. Just so you understand, this is the question itself. So your job is to describe this image within the given time period. The time period that you'll be given to speak is 40 seconds and preparation is 25 seconds. Again, the status box will say recording when it is time for you to record your answer. Okay, let's find out some facts. Number of total questions for describe image will be 6 to 7. Preparation time is 25 seconds. Answering time is 40 seconds. Mark for each question is 15 seconds. Marks contributed to speaking only. This is the first question type in speaking. Actually, this is the only question type in speaking section that gives you marking only for speaking. And as per my research with my students, the contribution towards speaking from this question type is 26%. Now, some strategies. Number 1, take note of the important information during the preparation time. Now, the question remains, what is an important information? We'll get to that in another video. Do not pause or hesitate to express doubt. It's very simple. Use proper stress and intonation. Stress the keywords such as title, numbers, variables in labels such as series and categories. Make sure you do that. Ideal number of sentences to speak between 40 seconds is between 4 to 5. It depends on your fluency. There are students that I came across who can easily do 5 sentences. There are students that I have seen that they have to sacrifice their pronunciation and clarity to do 5 sentences. On that case, I recommend them just stop at 4 sentences. Again, speak at a natural rate, no need to rush. Some tips, I should say pro tips. First of all, do not try to describe every details. You understand that most of the images will have so much information that you will not have enough time to describe them within 25 seconds. So do not try to do that. Remember, your task is to describe the image. This is tip number 2, and this is something I find very important. What I found even from when I was preparing for my PTE, I've seen a lot of students, a lot of my friends, and later on when I was taking PTE classes, I've seen a lot of students that try to find a very nice logic behind the image. Remember, there is no mark for having a logic in this question type. I'm not asking you to be illogical. I'm not asking you to describe anything random. All I'm asking is do not think too logically. Try to describe what you see. If I'm seeing my screen here and I can try to describe it by saying it has some words, some background colors, it has some graphics, I can say that logically because I'm inferring logically. However, if I just say it has colors, it has backgrounds, it has foregrounds, that's it, and it has some letters. That's it. That's also a description. That's also describing the image rather than thinking too logically. Right, try to finish your answer between 30 to 35 seconds. And do not, this is a very big thing, I cannot emphasize that enough, do not try to start a new sentence after 35 seconds because you cannot finish it. Next is you must give a conclusion. This is very important. So I know describe image looks like IELTS writing task 1. In IELTS writing task 1, we are not supposed to give a conclusion. However, for describe image in its marking criteria, Pearson clearly says that there needs to be a conclusion. So please make sure that you give a conclusion. In order to give a proper conclusion, if you need to sacrifice some of the information, don't hesitate to do so. And again, I cannot stress that enough. In order to maintain fluency, proper fluency, make sure you follow a template. There are lots of templates in the market. Follow any one of them. If someone says only my template works, the other one doesn't work, that's not right. Every single template works. Their job is to give you fluency. Their job is to give you fillers between the information so that you don't get stuck and you don't hesitate. If you want to know about my template, I will do a full describe image video where I will be talking about my template as well. Now, next question type is a Retell lecture. In Retell lecture, you will see a Retell lecture is listening to a lecture and retelling it to your friends. So the purpose of the purpose of this question type is you are retelling it to your friends. Remember, you are not giving another lecture, right? Now, you have only 10 seconds to prepare and 40 seconds to answer. And your lecture can be just audio or can be audio video, can be picture with an audio as well. Some pro tips you get, for some facts is you get 3 to 4 questions. For each question, the length of the recording or length of the question itself will be 90 to 120 seconds. Your preparation time is only 10 seconds. Answering time is 40 seconds. Total mark for each question is 15. Marks distributed to listening and speaking. Contribution to speaking is 22%. Contribution to listening is 20%. Now, some strategies. Number 1, take notes of the important information during the recording. So when the recording is being played or the question is going on, make sure you take notes of important information. Remember, it's a very long lecture, about 2 minutes. It is impossible for anyone to remember everything. So do not pause to hesitate or express doubt, nearly the same thing as describe image. Use the proper stress and intonation. Again, stress on the keywords such as titles, numbers, and any notes that you have taken. The ideal number of words is between 4 to 5, depending on your fluency, and speak at a natural rate. Please, no rush. Some note-taking strategy, as you have to take note. This is very important that you take note of the important information. What is important information? I recommend that you take note of any repeated information. I recommend that you take note of any sentence level excitement or stress. If the speaker is excited or giving a stress to some word, that means there is something important to it, and you should always take note of it. Now, if you are not sure about how to identify them, I will definitely do a video about that. And take note of any rhetorical questions. Take note of discourse markers. Try to take note in a very clear and concise manner. Now, I know, especially for those who don't have a very good handwriting, in particular, I try to take note in a short form, use abbreviations and signs. so that my notes can be understood by me, of course. It is very important that you take notes in a very concise manner, and I recommend that for every single information you take note in a different line rather than cramping them all in the same line. Remember, if you need extra notepad during your test, you can raise your hand and you can get that. So don't hesitate to use it. Some pro tips. First of all, again, do not try to retell every details. Finish your answer between 35 to 37 seconds. Do not start a new sentence after 35 seconds. You must give a conclusion again. Same thing for describe image. And follow a template. Again, I'm telling you, follow any template that you're comfortable with. If you want my template, wait for my video. Last question type for your speaking section is answer short question. In this question, you listen to a question and you just give an answer in 1 to 2 words. This is not a very important question, so I'm not going to take a long time. Number of question in this question type is 10 to 12. Marks per question is 1. Score is distributed to listening and speaking. As you can see, it contributes only 3% on your speaking and 1% on your listening. The types of question is general knowledge based, and how to answer is between 1 to 2 words. Do not take longer time to answer. Just answer it straight away. It's not a test to judge your smartness. There's nothing to be smart of. It's simply a test of understanding your vocabulary range as well as finding out how fast you can respond to certain question types. So don't try to overthink it. If you make a mistake, just quickly fix it. Don't try to say sorry or pardon or excuse me for that. So that will be the end of speaking section at a glance. Hope that helps you if you're going to prepare for PTE and if you're going to actually sit for PTE test soon. If you have enough time, and recommend that go through the detailed lectures of different topics that I'm going to do. Hopefully that will help you prepare for PTE in a better way. That's the end of today. I'll catch up with you guys on a later video. Thank you, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share.